Hi, everybody, and welcome to our little prehab and restorative daily. And basically, what I'm going to show you today is something that everyone should be doing. And it can be taken from an approach of whether you're a very fit person who's just looking for a better recovery and more optimization in terms of output for strength and performance, and also by contrast for somebody that's looking to do rehab and also keep nimble. So these moves and the technique is going to be really a critical, basically a life skill. Not only a good habit that you want to incorporate on a daily basis, but a really good life skill. And where I want you to really start is a check-in with your breath. So I've been talking with some clients recently about how the breath is your superpower, and it's really that one go-to that we apply to movement in terms of being aware of it. But also when you feel the onset of tension or anxiety, it's something that can kind of counteract that and be a really wonderful antidote and resetting in terms of restoring more of a optimal getting in the state of flow once again, and relaxing your mind and your body. Okay, so where I want you to begin is hand, heart center, and lower tummy. And I want you to take a nice breath in through your nose. Hold the breath. Don't cut it off, but just think of a pause. And then slowly breathe out. Going to repeat that 4 more times. Breathe into a count of 4. Pause for a count of 2. Breathe out to 5. Repeating that. Two more. In through the nose to warm, humidify, and filter the air. And warm the body. And breathe out, slightly piercing the lips to slow the breath slightly. And release. And just let that kind of set the tone for a little undercurrent there. You take your feet just a little wider than shoulder width, and just going to swivel around. Go 5 times in either direction. Maintain your breathing. You take your feet nice and wide. Going to bring the one knee out, keep the other leg extended, and then you're going to have your shoulders and chest as if you're looking behind yourself. Reach your arm up so as to begin to open up your side. Take a breath in, and then start to reach across while anchoring your foundation by way of this knee. Your upper half is turned on its side so that you can really expose that lower rib, separating it from your pelvis. So this region here. Really enjoy doing this either first thing in the day or at the end of the day. And just have the arm reach out, continuing in this direction that my finger is pointing in. And inhale, exhale, slowly coming up. And then we're going to do the other side. Swivel your feet. Setting this knee forward, and you want to kind of get in a straight line across. It looks like warrior pose to begin with, and then you're going to come. So again, lower rib separates. You want to create more increased gap as you begin to reach up and across. It all continues with breath. I often feel like there's no point in doing this, any of the stretches, if you're not really focused on your breathing when you do it. Try to really reach that hand and arm while you're sort of side stacked. I'm going to show you also from the side here perspective. You really want to keep this line here. So you don't want to be too much out front, too much behind, but rather streamline. I'll show you my other arm. So inhale, exhale. Really want to look over your shoulder. Keeping this straight line here. Breathing into the side. And now reaching the arm up and across. And slowly returning up from there together. Shake that out. And then we're going to sweep side to side. And we're going to try, you may need the use of a chair or something to hold on here, hold on to. What we're going to try is a figure 4. So from the front square on. Trying to sit your butt. Trying to reach your behind out like you're going to touch a bench or a chair behind, and then also anchoring on this knee to not let it drift up like it's going to want to do. Throwing my balance off here. So inhale, exhale. Try to sink into that as if you're trying to sit deeper down and reach back together. From the front, that's what it looks like. and your chest is also diving out as if to lunge forward. You want to lower your chin. Really just trying to fold here. We're trunk and thigh. We're reducing this gap here and increasing the fold, a flexion here, and then slowly coming up from there. You're going to kind of shake out that one side, and we'll do the other side. I'll show you what it looks like from the side. Is you're going to cross over on that knee, orient a little bit open and to the side for you. And again, you're trying to send the behind out, but also down, and the chest has got to be out like so, and then the chin tucked under. You want the neck spine as an extension of the upper back, and slowly sinking into that, and once again applying the anchor to this leg on the stretch side. And the way you're going to have results with this is to focus on that breath. So, nice deep deliberate inspiration. That's what I say is the best kind of hack for having the optimal cycle of breathing, optimal technique. Because a lot of us think about releasing the breath, where if you kind of back it up and you think about taking a breath in, you're left with no other choice but then to release it out. And that just reset me right there as I was sort of swaying from side to side, losing my balance. But once I tapped into that superpower, that life skill, and try to sit a little deeper into that. Again, you can give yourself something to hold on to. I've got two slightly uneven floorboards underneath me, so that's kind of throwing my balance off a little bit in that one. It's a great morning environment here. There's some sounds around us. This is from the deck outside the studio, and just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of have this kind of meditative moment here early in the morning. And this is the best time of day to not have distraction. So it's really authentic, and your supercomputer of your mind that likes to kind of distract you from that, laser focus or just being in the moment, being present. As the day goes on, there's more things to kind of be distracted by, with worry, with things you should be doing, with things you could be doing, with conversations and triggers. Whereas here in this kind of simplistic moment, we don't have that. So this is really how you can set yourself up for best success in terms of getting your mind and body right for the day and building your resilience at the same time. And again, this is for rehab and restorative. Now I want you to take a step lunge forward. And then try to drive your chest up. So I'll show you a side view what this looks like. Chest up, and then you're going to reach same side. The one side of your body here is sent up and back. Try to bring that leg forward. Again, if you need something to hold on to, like a chair, by all means, have a chair to hold on to for this. So with each position, I want you to think of it in terms of 5 breaths for now. Pretty simple. Breathe deep and deliberate. Try to establish a nice flow. Now we're going to do the other leg. Stepping back. And trying to open up this front side. Reaching back. Try to reach your chest up. And with each time you exhale, imagine you're lengthening, sinking a little further into that. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming forward. This is a bit of an audio check here today too. I think I know that the sound is not ideal, so I do apologize for that. Just kind of doing a bit of a test as best I can. Okay, so for the next one, you're going to try and take your legs apart. And then what we're going to try to do, show you from side view, is send these two ends out. So you're going to take a nice inspiration. And then on your exhale, that's when you're going to go out and forward. And you want to try to really notice at your low back, how the low back is reaching out. So easy to kind of just lose your posture and the long, strong spine just by kind of getting taking a shortcut. So you want to try to get the length through the spine for as long as you can, and then come down to your knees. So get to that kind of halfway point and just mark with your knees. Hands are pretty soft and light. And just trying to reach your crown forward. Breathing through and then slowly release out. Letting that low back kind of release out. Breathing through. And let your chin go down towards your chest. So right now I'm looking past and between my legs, just keeping the body aligned in the middle. Try to, again, follow your breath. If this is uncomfortable, then you slowly come back up. And the way we would come back up is watch my ankles. And so you're going to go toes, heel, toes, heel,
show you side perspective, how I'm going to come up, leaving everything down, keeping your knees, then bringing your knees into flexion, and then slowly rolling up, keeping your head, neck, shoulders
getting a message. Check in on hopefully our sound is still good. Okay, so showing you how you can return up from that. So that's sort of stage one in how you would progress out. Really trying to lengthen through the spine, keeping your legs as straight as possible. I'm going to do that again, and I think I want to show you from front perspective because now we're going to pay attention to one leg at a time. So I just want to show you that. So having said that, I'm going to show you the side perspective on the way down, and then in position I'll show you how we're going to kind of address one side at a time. So you really want to follow my arms in terms of your spinal profile. Tuck your chin under. Follow your breathing. Coming out, mark your knees. Long lower back. You really want to extend from the lower back. It's easy to kind of get into that rounded, poor posture and spinal profile. You really always want to think about leading with your chest. Leading with your chest, shoulders back. And then slowly release out. Okay, so you're going to maintain that position. And then when you're down in that position, we're now going to walk hands over to one leg and clasp on anywhere along the leg and try to reduce the space between your chest and your knee. You're trying to bring those two together with assistance from just an easy grip where your arms will be somewhat active in facilitating that, minimizing the space. Inhale, exhale. We're going to release back to center. And let your chin fall down to chest. I'm going to walk over to the other leg now. Same thing. Latching on. Trying to reduce the space between the chest and the knee. Breathing the breath through into it. And importantly, when you're taking that inspiration in, when you're breathing in wholly, fully into the lower abdomen, that's sort of setting up the idea of releasing out, letting go of more and lengthening.
Inhale, exhale after your breaths. Slowly back to center. Chin glued to chest, ideally throughout, and leading with the chest out. So in other words, the neck is relaxed, but the chest is very active. Shoulders back down. And then we're going to once again toe heel technique to rotate each hip through the ankles at the ground. And we're going to come slowly, steadily uncoiling, keeping the neck, shoulders, head completely down as you come up through this.
Excellent. And just shake that out a little bit. So as you're going through each of these movements for opening things up, I want you to be mindful of the breathing, a nice inspiration not only into the chest, but beyond chest and into the lower abdomen region. So the diaphragm is moving in the process. So what's important to think about are two things that I want to remind you of is take the conscious breath in and hold the breath before finally exhaling in order to go further into your movement. And you can kind of make that connection between lengthening and releasing muscle and the idea of letting go in general for when we do that initial reconnection with the practice of good, deep, long breath. And the other fundamental piece to tag on to the breath with is spinal posture. Chest out, shoulders down and back. At all times, you want to think about lead with the chest, okay, but relax the neck, okay? So let's not get too forward or back. If anything, you want to think about the chin down and tuck it in. Chin down, tuck it in, and chest out. Shoulders need to be back and down. Also produces chest further out. Okay. So that's the breathing, number one, and posture of the shoulders, chest, shoulders, chest, and head and neck as well. So you don't want to be looking up too much, which puts stress on this part of your neck, but you want to actually be looking down and think of your crown as an extension of your spine going out. So chest is always up, shoulders always back and down. Okay, so those, posture and spinal profile, just think of whatever position that you're in. I'm going to show you one more thing here in real time. So come down to the mat. And we're going to extend both legs out at first, and then try to bring one knee in towards your chest, and then reconnecting with your posture. Okay, chin tucked down, but chest out. Okay, so from the side, it's tall as opposed to, so chin tucked under, chest is up. Okay, so you want to imagine spearing the sky with your profile. So now you're going to try to do a little bit of that rotation around in whatever way you can manage with this arm. So draw in, or that position there. Sitting tall and looking over your shoulder. And each time you exhale, it's not only lengthening through the movement, it's enabling you to kind of progress into the position as well. So you can take it just a little further. In this case, the upper body is rotating the opposite direction of the lower body. And slowly releasing that side once you've done your 5 deep, deliberate breaths. Shake that out a little bit. And we're going to do the other side. Show you the front view here. So bring the one leg across if you can. It doesn't matter where on the leg this one crosses over. If you can, you're going to bring it higher up. If you can't, it can be further down. And then your, again, chest drives forward, shoulders drive down and back. And whichever way you can manage to begin to rotate and anchor, take the arm over, or if you can, try to wrap, draw into chest. And lengthen through the spine and reach that behind like a bicycle kickstand. So once again, from the side, shoulders drive down and back, chest out forward. By reaching the arm, it enables you to kind of, again, reestablish being tall in the spine. And then reach the hand behind you so you can't really see it. So it kind of gives you a focal point to look to. As you go through, think of the breathing as inspiring to a count of 4, holding the breath to a count of 2, and then finally exhaling to a count of 5. And with each inspiration, breath you take in, try to reset to grow a little taller, holding the breath for 2, or pausing the breath. Think of it as a pause. Release out. Well done. So the last one, just a little tag on to the sort of fundamental pillars for what we need. And that is one of my little favorites, is where you're going to try to bring your knees in so that you can reach for your toes. And then you're going to kind of crawl your arms out forward, walking your legs out, extending your heels, and trying to lift up through your back. And this is going to be a really nice low back stretch and through the whole back, upper back side. And now you have a chance to tuck the chin under. Breathing through. So what's happening is you're going to feel this under your arms and through your back. And you could just try to point your ankles away from your body to add to that. And try to settle into a position where you're feeling it. It's not too intense. You're able to be in the flow of breath. And lower your chin, lowering your chin towards your chest. Okay, so last bit here after releasing that is we're actually just going to focus on the shoulders, the head and neck. So we're going to reach one arm in behind, sit tall, again drive the chest out, tuck the chin under, and then bring one ear to one shoulder. Take a nice breath in, and then gently placing this free hand at the side of your head. So you really want to establish that side profile to feel through the scalenes, the upper traps, your side. Okay, so I'm going to show you profile. Sitting tall, so careful you're not bent over forward. You're going to make sure you sit up straight, tuck your chin in, and then go over to the side. Okay. Inhale, exhale, reach, and right by your ear, that's where you're going to draw over. And just apply a little bit of assistance for that stretch. Slowly release. Do the other side. First we're going to do, again, a couple shoulder rolls forward, then back. Tuck the chin under. This time wrap the other arm in behind, or part, just to get in position to anchor, like gravity, take the shoulder down. And then we're going to go other ear to shoulder to try to expose this side. Bring the hand over like you did on the other side. And then gently exhaling and trying to add to that lengthening of your side. Should feel that. Don't force it. Don't go too fast and too far. And slowly releasing that out. So there's where we're going to leave it for today. And I really want to, promote the idea of this being a superpower, that if you keep up this practice, um, once a day or once every 2 days, or even twice in a day, where you run through it, because the more you practice it, the more second nature it's going to become. And this teaches you great posture, it teaches you body awareness, and of course, the breath. And we are nothing if we are not breath aware. Um, we're at least, just a fraction of what we can be, to be in that relaxed state of flow, where everything is seamless and comes that much more fluid and easily for us. So as a basic life skill and practice, I think this is a golden superpower, really, that when you practice it, you notice how much different you feel, and how rewarding it is, and how things feel simpler, and you're not as distracted by the aches, the rigidity, um, the limited range of motion, and the being hampered by injury as well. So I think giving you a lot of good reasons to take on this practice of prehab and also restorative. And again, I'd like to see you practice this so that you can be a better version of you. So thanks for the honor of following and watching. I have no idea if the audio has worked successfully, especially in the second half of what I've been taking us through. So, resilience is the key, right? So I've enjoyed doing this and sharing it with you, and the things that these teachings from what I've learned over many years, many hours. So, hopefully this one came off nicely. If not, I'm happy to share another with you and provide further support. Have a good day, everybody.